Some houses breathe, some remember, and some never let go. Rebecca, written by Daphne du Maurier, is not just a novel, it is an atmosphere, a lingering ghost, a tale of love, deception, and a past that refuses to die. A nameless young woman swept into a whirlwind romance believes she has found her fairy tale ending. She marries the enigmatic Maxim de Winter and steps into the grand estate of Manderley, ready to start a new life. But Manderley belongs to another, Rebecca, the first Mrs. de Winter, beautiful, charismatic, dead, and yet she is everywhere. In the whispers of the servants, in the scent of her perfume that never fades, in the silent corridors where her presence lingers like a curse. The new Mrs. de Winter may be alive, but in Manderley, she will always be in Rebecca's shadow. She tries to fit in, to be the wife Maxim needs, the mistress of Manderley. But the house resists her, the staff undermine her. And above all, there is Mrs. Danvers, Rebecca's devoted housekeeper, who sees the new bride not as a mistress, but as an intruder. Mrs. Danvers speaks of Rebecca like a goddess, flawless, unforgettable. She keeps her room untouched, her belongings pristine, as if waiting for her to return. The new Mrs. de Winter is young, insecure, powerless, a shadow of a woman living in the shadow of a ghost. But the greatest mystery is Maxim himself. He does not speak of Rebecca. He does not share his grief. He keeps his distance. And she begins to wonder, does he still love her? Or worse, does he still love Rebecca? Humiliation. Despair, madness creeping in. Mrs. Danvers whispers poison into her ears, tells her to give up, to let go, to throw herself from the window, just as Rebecca would have wanted. But then, the storm breaks, the sea gives up its dead, and the truth rises from the depths. Rebecca was not perfect, not pure, not the woman everyone believed her to be. She was cruel, manipulative, a master of deception. And most of all, she was never pregnant. She had lied to Maxim. She had tormented him. She had driven him to the edge. And in the end, it was Maxim who killed her. The revelation shatters the illusion. Maxim never loved Rebecca. He hated her. For the first time, the new Mrs. de Winter is free of the ghost that haunted her. She is no longer the second wife in Rebecca's shadow. She is the only one who matters now. But Manderley has its own revenge. The house that belonged to Rebecca, that preserved her memory so fiercely, will not stand without her. Fire engulfs the estate, and in its final moments a figure stands motionless, watching it burn. Mrs. Danvers, unable to let go. Rebecca is gone. Manderley is gone. But in the embers of the past, the future begins. Rebecca is not just a ghost story. It is a story of identity, of power, of breaking free from the chains of the past, because sometimes the greatest prison is not made of walls, but of memories. And only by facing the past can we truly claim our future.